So this is a diagram of herpes zoster ophthalmicus. So mechanism of spread is that the Gazerian ganglion is affected by the virus, inflamed and infiltrated with lymphocyte, and virus then spread along the first division of a fifth cranial nerve, affection of a supraorbital and supratrochlear branches. There is a nasociliary nerve is involved. Then there is the affection of a eye. Signs and symptoms is shown in this herpes zoster ophthalmicus is that there is a preherpetic neuralgia along the distribution of first division of a fifth cranial nerve, followed by the appearance of a vesicles on the skin of a forehead and scalp. The vesicles suppurate and become a cloudy and covered with the crust that is fall off and become a scar. So skin is a red and edematous. Then there is a keratitis. In these, the eye signs are edema of the lid. So in herpes zoster, there is a edema of the lid, conjunctiva congested, cornea punctate keratitis, deep puncture keratitis, that is the keratitis profunda, iritis, nodules on the sclera, and paralysis of third, sixth, seventh cranial nerve can be seen. Eruptive stage lasts for 3 weeks followed by anesthesia of the skin. Neuralgia may persist for a month. Then, in a symptomatic form, there is a cutaneous lesion are similar to those in the epidemic form, but the cause is involvement of Gazerian ganglion by malignant growth, that is the gumatose meningitis or arsenic poisoning. So, in the herpes zoster, we can see there is a vesicular eruption around the eye, forehead, and scalp with the severe pain along the distribution of ophthalmic division of a fifth nerve and photophobia with lacrimation. And inside, we see three stages like acute lesion which develop within 3 weeks, chronic lesion may persist for up to 10 years, and recurrent lesion which may reappear after 10 years. So, in a stage 1, lid become red, edema, vesicular eruption, conjunctiva, acute mucopurulent conjunctivitis, and in sclera, we can see episcleritis and scleritis. In a cornea, there is a punctate epithelial keratitis, then microdendritis, that is a small, fine, multiple dendritic or a stellate lesion. Then there is a numeral keratitis, that is multiple glandular lesion surrounded by a halo and smallest has deciform keratitis, sensation is diminished or absent, and iris become there when there is acute iridocyclitis with the patches in the iris with the atropine, and intraocular pressure may be raised. Retina, there is acute and neuro-ophthalmologically, there is a optic neuritis and cranial nerve palsy affecting the third most common and six four cranial nerves. Then there is a chronic ocular lesion and third is a recurrent ocular lesion can be occur. So treatment of herpetic herpes zoster ophthalmicus is that there is a oral acyclovir we can use with a strong analgesic, antibiotic, corticosteroid preparation, topical steroid, topical antibiotic, cycloplegic for iritis or severe keratitis, and systemic steroids with artificial tear and bandages of a soft contact lens and penetrating keratoplasty in a case of dense scarring of the cornea. Then next is a rosacea keratitis. It is not common in India. Is mostly seen in women outside the India. Yellowish white infiltrate in cornea with a superficial ulcer. Cornea become vascularized. There is a very irritable eye with a profuse lacrimation. Etiology is not known and may be allergy. Treatment as same as phylactecular conjunctivitis. Then next is a deep keratitis. In this there is a interstitial keratitis, deciform keratitis, keratitis profunda, intracorneal abscess, penetrating injury, sclerosing keratitis. Interstitial keratitis, in this there is a cellular infiltration of a deeper layer of a cornea, and causes of these is that there is a congenital and acquired syphilis, tuberculosis, leprosy due to the congenital or acquired syphilis. So these are the causes of interstitial keratitis. It is rare nowadays and seen in 5 to 15 years of a children. Both the eyes are affected. There is an allergic manifestation and spirochetes are not detected in cornea. Allergy is due to the hypersensitivity of corneal tissue to product of disintegration of spirochetes somewhere in the body. So symptom is that patient come with the pain, photophobia and lacrimation. And signs what we see in a patient that general and Hutchinson's teeth and radiating scar at the corner of a mouth. There is a prominent frontal eminence and depressed bridge of the nose with the enlarged cervical gland, local blepharospasm, hazy patches, that is the whole cornea look dull and lusterless like a ground glass. Deep vascularization of cornea, that is the vessel appear as a dull reddish patches and salmon patches. So course. In the course there is a cornea clearly slowly from a margin to share center, ulcer never ulcerate and clear up. And treatment is that in generally antisyphilitic treatment, that is injection of penicillin we can use, and in a local treatment we can use the atropine ointment 1% BD, that is twice in a day locally. Hydrocortis- Hydrocortisone 1% drop every 2 hourly we can use as a local treatment. Then interstitial keratitis due to the acquired syphilis unilateral pathological signs and symptoms, there is a similar to a congenital. Then deciform keratitis. So deciform keratitis is a deep keratitis with a disc-like edema mainly caused by herpes virus and sometimes due to the vacina and herpes zoster virus. So it is mostly seen in adult herpes simplex virus, grayish white disc-shaped opacity in a corneal in a central area and affecting a deep layer, increased thickness of cornea. There is a pain and watering, marked fall of vision, opacity may not disappear completely, and keratic profunda. It is associated with the uveitis and resolve in 3 to 4 weeks. So this is a deciform keratitis. So, in this, these all is included, that is the disease of cornea. In this, if we can include it, so we can study in today's lecture that a corneal ulcer, that is suppurative keratitis. So, firstly, In today's lecture, as we revise, we see that there is a diseases of cornea. In the diseases of cornea, we was learn about the corneal ulcers, that is the suppurative keratitis and its type, that is the classification. In that there is a purulent, non-purulent ulcer. Then corneal ulcer is definition. This is a corneal ulcer. Then termination is pathology, stage of regression, cicatrization. Then corneal ulcer, in that we can, this is a perforating corneal ulcer was learned in this lecture beforely. Then the complication, pathology, clinical feature, signs of perforating corneal ulcer and corneal ulcer. Then treatment, local, general. Second topic, what we learn, that is about the leukoma, in the that is opacity of cornea, and in the leukoma, what we study about the nebula, macula, and leukoma, which is more dense. This is diagram of a nebula. What we see in this diagram, this is a nebula, and this one is a macula. It is more thick than a nebula, and it is the most dense opacity of cornea. What we seen in this diagram. So this is a clearly seen that leukoma in a diagrammatic representation. Then its mechanism, symptoms, signs with the treatment, complication. Next is a hypopyon ulcer of a cornea. So in the hypopyon ulcer, we also see that there is a etiology, signs and diagram, the how the hypopyon ulcer is travel from center to periphery and completed the or peripheral region slowly and spread. Ulcer is more at the edges than the center. So this is a hypopyon corneal ulcer and diagrammatic A. This is the diagrammatic depiction and this is a clinical photograph of hypopyon corneal ulcer. Then nextly in that we see the symptoms, signs, course, treatment of hypopyon corneal ulcer. Next, that what we learn about the keratitis. So keratitis is the inflammation of corneal tissue with or without ulcer. Its pathology, its type, that is superficial, deep, and this is the important diagram of a keratitis. In that we can see a punctate epithelial keratitis. This is a dendritic ulcer, which is seen in a clinical photograph of keratitis, that how the dendritic ulcer is occur in a cornea. Then this is a geographical ulcer and last one is a deciform keratitis. So in that we can study in detail that superficial punctate keratitis. This is this is their diagrammatic representation of superficial punctate keratitis. Then its pathology, sign, symptoms with complication and treatment. And next is a herpes zoster ophthalmicus. That is, in that we see the main diagrammatic feature of a herpes zoster ophthalmicus. It is seen commonly in our clinic and it is very useful treated with the homeopathic therapeutics. That is, homeopathic medicine is very useful in treating the herpes zoster ophthalmicus, that we will learn in the next lecture. So the mechanism and spread of herpes zoster ophthalmicus, its signs, symptoms, then the rosacea keratitis. In the herpes zoster ophthalmicus, we will see that there is a chronic ocular lesion. In that the herpes zoster ophthalmicus, ptosis due to the scarring of a lid, there is a trichisis, entropion and lid notching may be also occur. Then mucus secreting conjunctivitis, there is the scleritis, nummular deciform keratitis. 7% of a patient present with a postographic neuralgia, which is worse at a night and aggravated by touch and heat. And in the third stage, there is a recurrent ocular lesion in herpes zoster ophthalmicus like episcleritis, scleritis, mucus plaque keratitis, nummular keratitis, iritis, and secondary glaucoma. So treatment, as we see, oral acyclovir, that is 1800 mg 5 times daily for 7 days. It reduces the pain and accelerates the healing and the circulatory vesiculation, and is also effective in anterior uveitis. It has no benefit on post-diphtheric neuralgia. There is the pain is reduced by a strong analgesic or even by the injection pethidine. Antibiotic and corticosteroid preparation for a skin lesion. Then calamine lotion promote the crust formation and is better avoided. Topical steroid in the presence of corneal involvement and anterior uveitis or the scleritis. Then there is a topical antibiotics can be used to prevent a secondary infection, cycloplegic for iritis or severe keratitis. Systemic steroid that indication are to reduce the severity of post-diphtheric neuralgia, optic neuritis, cranial nerve palsy, artificial tears and bandage, soft contact, lesion for a persistent epithelial defect, penetrating keratoplasty in case of a dense scarring of the cornea. So this is all about the treatment of herpes zoster ophthalmicus. Then next is a rosacea keratitis, etiology, signs, symptom and treatment. Keratitis and deciform keratitis and keratitis profunda. So this is all about the diseases of a cornea, that is corneal ulcer, suppurative keratitis, leukoma, hypopyon ulcer of a cornea, keratitis, deciform keratitis, herpes zoster ophthalmicus, and the keratitis profunda. All are the very essential diseases of cornea that what we learn in a today topic. So, in a next lecture, we will study about the homeopathic therapeutics for the diseases of a cornea. In that, we will see that how the homeopathic medicine in the allopathic cases, that is in a diseases of cornea, how the homeopathic remedy is useful and it is very essential and characteristically treated the diseases of cornea like the corneal ulcer, keratitis, bisiform, herpes zoster, ophthalmicus, keratitis, then hypopyon ulcer, leukoma, nebula, macula. That these are the all about the today's lecture. So thank you everyone for attending the lecture and have a good day. Thank you so much.